Right. I've only been here once before. Don't think we've serviced the alarm before. I think from memory we came and did a repair to a detector, and now the alarm service is due, so we're gonna go and see what's what. Finally, I have that. Let me just these late finishes. So, frustratingly, I've got my poles and I've got my heat detector, but I left my smoke tester, so we're gonna have to go old school with these bad boys, because I've got my heat solo kit and I've got my poles, but I've left my smoke solo on a job somewhere and the job's not replying. I think we've left it, which is frustrating, so I need to try and get back in there. So first things first though, let's get access to the panel and go from there. These have a little usually it's an Allen key. Little Allen key, yeah. This is the problem when everything falls over in the van. There you go there. There you go there. That goes there. Things first. Due replacement should be done every 4 years. .6. That's a 5 amp hour battery and it's 1.6, so it's way lower. It's below pass anyway, and it's out of date. So sometimes you think if it's over, it's out of date. What time is it from here? Yeah, 2021. So that matches. So the serial number says 21, and that matches with the sticker on the side. It looks like, yeah. So scarily 24. So there is an argument where whether you should actually test it. Okay. But I do anyway just to take the measurements. So and that is not correct. So fuse point is there, and there's no core point here, so we need to put a core point here. So that detector. I never understand why they don't like the schools don't all marry up. Yeah. And back at different times. Do some emergency lights whilst I'm at it. Yeah. Oh wow. Bet you're happy then. So this is the annoying thing when you haven't got your pole. You've got to try and reach it with these. And they're never as good. Oh, it's working, the little lights come on. It's beeping downstairs. Right, this hasn't been working recently very well. So, relatively quick job. The needs an extra detector in the little hallway area, and needs a break glass point by the front door, just from the panel. Hang on. So yeah, it needs an extra detector in the hallway area and a break glass point in there. So we will make a note on the paperwork. We weren't down to do the emergency lights, but usually we do the emergency lights at the same time as the fire alarm because we do it for free, because it doesn't take that long. But I'm not probably going to wait around for very long, so as we're not actually booked into the emergency lights, just give them a quick flick on, and we'll just make a note of anything. Most of them are pretty new, and then if they want us to do a proper emergency light test, we can always book that in. But to be fair, if I do the paperwork now and stuff, they're probably going to be on for a good hour. So not exactly the 3-hour test you're supposed to do, but you know, it's something, isn't it? So.
Several days later.
Also, I forgot to mention, I'm not sure if I did mention because I'm tired, but the reason my voice sounds like this is because I do sports commentary and like stuff on the mic and PA, like announcing, and I was on stage over the weekend at this festival, actually with Bez from the Happy Mondays, and I was having to do like all the changeovers, handovers, and a bunch of other stuff as well, for 4 days on the bounce, which obviously means my voice is now fucked. So that's why I sound like this. But like I say, that video hopefully will be coming out. I'm gonna hopefully have done a whole video, so hopefully I've got some good footage and I can do something with it. So, not sure if I mentioned it in a previous vlog, in the last vlog, but these are those schools that are like converted houses or offices. They're essentially for kids that have got like behavioural problems and stuff. They've had an extension built on this one recently, and it's actually almost complete. They're on the second fix, just finishing off now. But of course, what they've forgotten about is the fire alarm system. They haven't got anything done. The Sparkies that have done the extension haven't thought to wire anything in. I'm not quite sure why the builders haven't picked up on it, because surely if you're doing a building, it's part of what you do. But anyway, that's by the by. They've got us in now to fit a fire alarm system, so it's going to be like an L1, L2 system with a proper panel and everything. However, I obviously can't get in for a few weeks because we're chocker. But it is a school and the kids are going back from the school holidays, so they work on normal term time. So I'm going to try and squeeze it in as early as possible. However, I did have an hour free this afternoon just after lunch, so I nipped in to have a quick scope around so I can get a feel for what's required. I had a look in the attic, look where I can run the cables, look where the power, where the distribution board's going to be, where I'm going to put the panel, etc., etc., and I had a good look around. Hopefully we're going to be able to get most of the cables down the cavity walls, but I think the rest of it's going to be surface mounted containment with 25mm white conduit tubing and stuff like that. But yeah, basically just had a little smooch around, and we'll be back here in a few weeks to get it done. They've called us a bit late there. Obviously a lot of the building work's already done. They've put an extension on the building, so it would have been nicer to get in on first fix, obviously, run all the cables. I'm going to see if we can possibly get into the cavity and run some rods and stuff like that. We'll have to try and do that where we can, and if not, we'll just have to run 25mm tube conduit. It's cool, so it's technically, I'm treating it as if it's a category L1, so I'm going for coverage as much as possible, wherever is possible within reason. It'll certainly meet L2. There's things like a little boiler room that'll need a heat in it. We'll do coverage, and I'll run it just on a by-wire, put a C-Tech alarm sensing, something like that, and just run it as a by-wire. So I'll just work out a bunch of sounder bases to go in places and stuff like that. So there'll be plenty of sounder, so you'll be able to hear it going off. The main thing I noticed as well is there's no emergency lights. There's one emergency bulkhead, and it doesn't look like it's connected to mains power, and it does look like all the mains power's on. There's no charging light on it whatsoever, so I can't see where that's wired up to. So someone's put a bulkhead up, whether it's been connected up somewhere or not, I don't know. But there's no emergency lights anywhere else. There's no little spotlights. none in any of the rooms, and there's no emergency lights on in the exits, any changes of directions on the stairs, on the final exits, on the front door, nothing. So I'm also going to flag that up to them as well. And do we just do that as a bit of an add-on? I think the main thing is we get a fire alarm in. So I'm going to make some call, give Oliver a call and see if he's available in a couple of weeks' time, because I'm probably going to need an extra pair of hands to get it done as quickly as possible. So there we are. Right. I'm now going to go and drop off some fire blankets, which is a bit dull, but I can't quite. I think it was extra ones or something he needed. So anyway, I'm going to go and look at it. We'll do that now.